everyone. My name is Rodney. I'm here with Board Game Geek at FIJ 2020. I've been joined by my good friend Leo from Mythic Games. Leo, you've brought something gigantic on the table. We don't have a box to show because this is still in prototype form,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes.
But this game is Steam Watchers, is that right?
Yes,
and as
that's
I understand
exactly.
it, just announced here at the show.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes. Just now, and it's going to Kickstarter in a week, a little more than a week, on March 3rd. So that's very, very soon.
So if you're watching this after the fact, not live, it's probably live on Kickstarter at that point.
Yeah,
depending
possibly.
on how late. Unless it's 10 years
So
from
it's
now.
on Kickstarter now, guys.
Right, okay, excellent. Well, do you mind giving me a little presentation? Maybe give me a little sense of the theme. What's the setting here?
So you know about the warming.
Yes.
Yeah, global warming,
right?
This is an issue that we all know of, right? So it's happened, actually, and so the pole melted, and so the water...
Water's rising.
And after that, there was a reaction from the planet, and we entered an ice age, a terrible one. Like 99% of the population couldn't survive it. The people who could survive were in the cities. And it takes place 500 years from now. You have several meters of ice all over the globe. People couldn't survive only when they stayed in some cities with the technology. They could manage to keep it warm. And but about 5 decades before the game starts, there was a sort of miracle. People started seeing all over the globe some steam columns. Now you get to start what it's called steam watchers.
Sense of heat.
Yes,
up, maybe,
because heat, because there was a localized underground heating that appeared mysteriously in different areas of the globe, and that means people could survive as nomad, right? They could. So you play a clan leader in this game, and you try to find these steam columns where you can establish
colonies or forge,
and of course there are different clans. There's just one little problem, is that with this...
I think there's a few problems. But
well,
we got frozen earth, there's barely any steam. Okay, but yes, continue.
You're
right.
Just one problem. So these oases of heat are not riskless. When you stay too long there, there's a mysterious disease called the Bane. And people, if they stay too long, will start becoming crazy or die, or even they will die. So you have to expand and find these steam columns, establish geothermal farms. But then you mustn't stay too long. You must go and find another one.
You might go a little...
So you have some steam watchers who are looking and anticipating where this will appear. You go there, and then there are different nomadic clans that you have to fight for and with. So this is the...
Is this one of the clans here that I'm looking at?
Yes.
I hold this here. So how many different factions? Oh, actually, let's take a little pause because of the cut. Actually, we'll start from... Oh, do you want to zoom in, you mean? Yeah, I got the picture.
Can I hold the board in the middle?
Yeah. But I'll also give you this. Thanks, Barry. Let me see if that's inside. Maybe we'll go a little closer. Right there, because I'm going to try to hit that mark from out here. So when I come back, it'll all be synced. I think we have some factions here. Now, how many factions come in the game?
Well, you'll have, in the Kickstarter version, you'll have 6 factions because we're offering 1 faction for the backers. If this game goes to retail, we'll only have 5, but we are offering that, plus some other little surprises that we'll do during the Kickstarter. I'm not going to give away everything because we try to animate our campaigns. So there will be lots of storytelling during this campaign because it's a game with a strong background that has been developed almost like for a role-playing game. And there are secrets for each of the factions, and we will reveal some of them during the campaign.
Maybe tell me a little bit about the gameplay itself here.
So it's a 4X game. So it's really a game for experts. It's not like a family game like we did with Super Fantasy Brawl, for instance. So you need a little time to adapt, but it's pretty fast. It's about 30 minutes per player. It's for 2 to 5 players. And what you need to do is it's a resource management, area control game, and strategy. So it's you have something of Scythe, you have something of Game of Thrones. people who do not know this game, you would say you have something of a more modern and more elaborate Risk.
Right.
You see,
Yeah,
so you have
because
to.
you definitely got figures on a map here, troops on a map,
Yes.
walking around. But we've got other elements we're trying to balance at the same time. Like, what are we seeing here on this faction?
So
for
here
example?
on this faction, you.
Yeah.
Well, you see here how many geothermal resources you control.
Right.
So if you have 10,
Yes.
if you have 5, sorry, it's here.
Yeah.
That means you can only have 10 soldiers on the map. So
okay.
depending, so this is why you try to go to the steam columns.
So you can have more and more units on the
each
board.
steam column has up to 3 levels.
Yes.
So if you control a 3-level steam column, you have 3 resources.
Gotcha.
Then every turn it will decrease by 1.
Right.
And when it's only to level 1, then you can create a geothermal farm that will stay, because after that the steam column disappear and then some others will appear.
Okay, right.
If
They're moving around.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So this is it. This is the resource you have. There's only one type of resource called algo fuel that
Yep.
you can have.
Yes.
So when this will help you do some maneuvers, or when you go to combat, there's no dice in the game, no dice
Oh,
at
really?
all.
Okay.
Yes. So you know exactly what is your strength, what is the defender's strength.
Yes.
So normal soldiers are 1, elite soldiers are 2, and then you can bet with your will
Yes.
the number of algo fuel you want to add. But so there's a part of bluff.
So I set that
Yes.
privately and then reveal,
Yeah, you
right?
reveal, and then you add this to your initial strength, and the winner wins.
Yes.
If it's a tie, the attacker wins,
Okay.
and the loser will lose one soldier, and then have to retreat to an adjacent area that they control. If not, they lose everything. So
Right.
it's very simple. It adds when you remove these algo fuel resources.
Yes.
You might not be able to pay for upkeep or some other
Sure.
things, so you have to really
Plus, going
manage
into
this.
combat now, I know you don't have that variability, right? Like that's one of my favorite types of combat, is where you know a lot of information. I know how strong your forces are.
Yes.
I know what you could potentially do,
Yes.
but I don't know what you will do.
Exactly,
right?
and sometimes you want to bluff.
Yeah,
you want to
right.
make them spend some resources,
Right.
and you bet 0.
Nothing.
You know,
Yeah,
you bet
exactly.
nothing, and then there are some other aspects.
Yes.
There is the incubation.
here. Okay.
Right here. Well, these are algo fuel that you want to use, but if you do that, your incubation level will rise. And in the game, every time you control some steam columns, you will get some incubation. And
Right.
so you have to manage this, because if you go too far, if you go too fast, too far, then you will be you will feel the bane, and
Yes.
you will lose forever some soldiers,
Okay.
and then you won't have them in reserve, because you can recruit soldiers, you have your reserve,
Right,
but
right.
when they're touched by the bane, it's out of the
away.
game.
Ah, I see. Okay.
You see,
Okay.
so
Yep.
you have to manage this aspect as well.
I noticed there's also looks like some cards as well in the
Yes,
game.
so there are some event cards.
Right.
You have some scenario cards. You have art for each
Yes.
of the cards, which is not always the case in these sorts of games.
Right.
There's a strong universe, like lots of nice art. So this is a scenario card.
Right.
So at the beginning of the game, you choose a scenario. This scenario will tell you how many turns the game will last, what are the special rules for this game. Then you have like a setup during the game. So you have cards to set up deployment areas, and one player will choose first, and then he will hand it over to another player. So there's also this aspect. And then during the game, there are some events that take place every turn. And if you choose to control the Archon, to ask, you will pick 2 event cards and choose the one you want. That will be beneficial to you, and that will probably not be as good for the others. So you have different roles that you have to choose at the beginning of each turn.
Okay.
So you could be a steam watcher, so that means you will draw 3 cards of columns, and
where
you
they're
will
gonna be?
Yeah, where they're going to be. You put
Yes.
one back under,
Okay.
then you keep the others, and then you will choose where they do appear. You see, so this is it.
Yes.
The Archon will choose among the 2 events that happen and that tell a story also. Then you have the Cariniers. The Cariniers are the people who control the IC. This is the fastest way to move on this world, where movement is not that
The
fast.
transverse across.
Yeah. And then you have Primus. That means when you do that, you will automatically choose your role for the next turn. And at the end of the game, it's important to be
Certain particular roles.
Yes.
So this, you said, is going to be on Kickstarter very soon, potentially when you're watching on Kickstarter. Do you have a sense of when you might like to see it come out to backers?
Yes, absolutely. Well, the game is very developed, but we try not to announce too early dates now, because even if it's estimations, people don't like when we're late.
No.
So we will play it safe and say 1 year after.
Right.
So in next year, 1 year exactly next year. So.
Okay.
March 2020. Hopefully we can deliver earlier.
2021.
2021. Yeah.
We'll see you next month. Okay.
So yes.
Well,
So
thank you so much for giving us a very thorough overview. And I mean, we've probably only just scratched the surface of what the game has here.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for the Kickstarter page for more details there. And again, thanks again for showing it to us.
Thank you, Rodney.
And all of you, thanks for watching.